Over 55 million people pay just to shop at Costco every single year, and nearly 90% of them come back for more. Why are millions hooked on a concrete warehouse filled with toilet paper and TVs? Because Costco isn't a store, it's a loyalty machine in disguise. And by the end of this video, you'll see exactly how it works. On you. For decades, Costco has defied gravity. No ads, no frills, no gimmicks, just bulk goods, low prices, and an annual fee people happily pay. It's rewritten the rules of retail and built a fan base that treats a warehouse like a lifestyle brand.
We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
We're Costco guys. Of course we had to try the new double chunk chocolate cookie.
We're Costco guys. Of course we have to try out the furniture.
We're Costco guys. Of course we work out with the tires.
But here's the uncomfortable truth. The world around Costco is evolving faster than the warehouse model can keep up. Because while the treasure hunt still works, and while the Kirkland logo still carries weight, the way people shop and the way they define value is shifting fast. Let's start with the most obvious threat, e-commerce. Convenience has become the new currency. People don't want to drive 20 minutes, push a heavy cart, and haul home a trunk full of bulk groceries. They want to tap their phone and have everything show up tomorrow, maybe tonight. Amazon set that standard, and now anything less feels outdated. For younger consumers raised on subscriptions, same-day delivery, and digital everything, Costco's model starts to feel slow. And here's where the data gets worrying. The average Costco member today is approaching 50 years old. That's not necessarily a problem unless you realize that today's younger shoppers aren't rushing to join. They're managing multiple streaming bills, fitness apps, cloud storage, and meal kits. Add one more subscription, and the Costco card might be the first to go. It's not about the money, it's about the mental bandwidth. Analysts call it subscription fatigue. And it's very real. As the economy tightens, people start cutting. Not just luxuries, but anything that doesn't feel essential. And for some, Costco's $60 fee suddenly feels negotiable, especially when competitors like Walmart or Target offer bulk pricing with no entry fee at all. To be fair, Costco isn't asleep at the wheel. It's been slowly building out its online presence, partnering with Instacart, launching two-day delivery, even acquiring a logistics firm to handle last-mile freight. During the pandemic, their online orders boomed. But even now, Costco lags behind in digital usability, inventory variety, and delivery speed. Sometimes prices online are higher than in-store, which directly breaks the trust the brand was built on. That tension between value and convenience is becoming harder to manage. And the pressure isn't just coming from the US. In global markets, Costco has seen both surprising wins and sobering challenges. In places like Japan and China, where homes are smaller and shopping habits wildly different, many thought the warehouse model would flop. But Costco adapted. In Shanghai, its first store was so mobbed on opening day, it had to shut the doors early. In Japan, members formed loyalty magazines and fan clubs around the Costco lifestyle. But even overseas, one question keeps coming up. Is this a retail experience or a relic of another era? That's what makes Costco so fascinating. Because for all its data, efficiency, and strategy, it still runs on something remarkably fragile. Trust. The trust that your $60 will stretch further here. That the hot dog will stay $1.50. That what you're getting is always fair, honest, and high quality. And in a world where brands change overnight, where loyalty is fleeting, and where attention is the most expensive thing you can buy, trust might be Costco's greatest asset and its greatest risk. But if you've followed this story all the way through, then you already know the real twist. Costco isn't just competing with Amazon, it's competing with your expectations. Because if enough people stop finding joy in the treasure hunt, stop believing in the Kirkland promise, stop making that trip to the warehouse, then this empire, built on loyalty and low margins, could start to crack. And yet, Costco still wins, quietly, efficiently, relentlessly. Because in a world full of noise, gimmicks, and shady upsells, Costco's offer still feels real. It's simple, it's stable, it's built to last. You walk into Costco for paper towels. Just one thing. That's it. 30 minutes later, you're pushing out a flatbed loaded with snacks, throwing blankets, protein shakes, and a blender you didn't know you needed. And somehow, you're happy about it. That's not a coincidence. That's the Costco effect. A perfectly calibrated shopping experience designed to make you feel like spending more is actually saving. And here's the thing. It works, not by tricking you, but by giving you a real sense of victory. Costco doesn't push products. It pushes psychology. It starts before you even buy anything. Unlike most stores, Costco doesn't advertise. No commercials, no flashy Instagram reels, no influencer campaigns. That's not an oversight, it's a flex. The message is, we don't have to market to you because you'll tell your friends for us. Word of mouth does the heavy lifting. And it works because the experience inside feels engineered for bragging rights. From the moment you enter, Costco primes you. Massive ceilings, industrial lighting, towering stacks of inventory. It all screams volume, value, scale. The environment itself whispers, "You're smart for being here." Then comes the power alley. The first few aisles, strategically loaded with high-impact, high-desire products. 85-inch TVs, brand-name sneakers, luxury watches. You didn't come for them. You weren't even thinking about them. But now your brain is anchored. That $1,600 laptop sets the tone. So suddenly, that $40 skillet set feels like a bargain, and the hunt begins. Costco rotates inventory constantly. What's here today might be gone next week. That builds scarcity, and scarcity builds urgency. It taps into something primal, a treasure hunt. The thrill of finding something unexpected, and the fear of never seeing it again. It's why you grab that box of seasonal cookies you didn't plan for. Because if you don't buy it now, it might not be there next time. All of this is layered on top of a brutally efficient product strategy. Costco keeps its total item count around 4,000 SKUs. That's shockingly low. A standard grocery store might have 40,000. Walmart? Over 150,000. But Costco wants fewer decisions, not more. Fewer choices means less friction, less fatigue, and more buying. You don't hesitate, you trust. That's the secret. And then there's the $1.50 a hot dog combo. It hasn't changed in price since 1985. That alone feels like a cheat code in today's economy. But more than that, it's a symbol. Costco is saying, we're on your side. That hot dog earns your loyalty. It lowers your guard. You'll forgive the annual fee, the long lines, the pallet-sized mayonnaise, because that hot dog proves they're not just here for profit. They're here for you. But the most powerful part of the Costco effect? It's not what you buy, it's what you feel. There's a strange pride that comes with being a member, a feeling that you've figured something out, that you're smarter than the average shopper, that you're winning. And that's why Costco's membership renewal rate is one of the highest in the world, over 90%. People don't just like Costco, they identify with it. They tell their friends, they bring their kids. It becomes part of the family rhythm, a modern ritual of smart spending and quiet status. But even the strongest rituals can be disrupted, because outside those warehouse walls, the world is changing fast. One-click shopping, instant delivery, subscription fatigue, a generation raised on Amazon Prime. The Costco model isn't invincible, and the real question is, can it survive the next retail revolution? At first glance, Kirkland Signature looks like your standard store brand label. Plain packaging, no celebrity endorsements, no TV commercials, just a quiet row of bulk-sized bottles, boxes, and bags with the same name stamped across them. But don't let that simplicity fool you. Kirkland Signature is a retail monster, and one of the most quietly powerful forces in Costco's empire. In 2024 alone, Kirkland reportedly generated over $60 billion in revenue. That's more than Nike, more than Coca-Cola. And most shoppers don't even realize what they're buying. Because Kirkland doesn't act like a private label. It's not trying to look flashy. It's trying to become invisible. Just another trusted product you instinctively toss into your cart. Costco has one rule for anything that carries the Kirkland name. It must be as good as, or better than, the national brand. And it has to cost less. Usually 15 to 20% less. But here's the wild part. Kirkland doesn't manufacture most of its own products. Instead, Costco partners with existing industry giants, the same ones behind the premium brands you already know. For years, rumors have swirled that Kirkland's vodka comes from the same distiller that produces Grey Goose, that their coffee beans are roasted by Starbucks, that their batteries come off the same assembly lines as Duracell. And while Costco stays silent, taste tests and supply chain clues tell the real story. Kirkland often is the name brand, just stripped of logos, sold in bulk, and priced to undercut the competition. So why would any major brand agree to this? One word: volume. Costco moves products faster than most retail chains can dream of. For manufacturers, The Kirkland deal is clean. No marketing budget, no shelf displays, no advertising spend. Costco handles the logistics, guarantees huge orders, and pays on time. From their side, it's easy money. From Costco's side, it's even better, because they get ultra-premium products, slap on the Kirkland label, and offer them at prices that make competitors look greedy. The result? Kirkland has become a trust signal. You don't need to check the ingredients. You don't need to Google reviews. If it says Kirkland, it's probably a great deal. And once a brand earns that kind of trust, it becomes something bigger than a label. It becomes part of your identity. The more Kirkland products in your house, olive oil, vitamins, workout gear, whiskey, the more Costco becomes part of your life. Not just where you shop, but how you live. It's not about saving money anymore. It's about being the type of person who shops smart. Someone who doesn't fall for flashy ads. Someone who's cracked the system. And that's why Costco doesn't just build customers, it builds fans. The kind who post haul videos on YouTube, who defends the Kirkland brand like it's family, who bring their kids along, not just for samples, but to pass the ritual down. Because Kirkland doesn't just offer lower prices, it offers belonging. But this loyalty doesn't stop at the product level. It goes deeper. Because what Costco has really built is a behavioral loop, one that keeps you spending more, staying longer, and feeling great about it. Why do people walk in for a single item and walk out $300 lighter, smiling the whole way? That's not an accident. That's the Costco effect. And once you see it clearly, it changes how you shop, forever. How does Costco keep its prices so low and still make billions? The answer starts with what Costco doesn't do. Most stores rely on markups, big ones. Buy for $10, sell for $25, that's the playbook. But Costco, it flips that model on its head. Their margins are aggressively low, sometimes under 10% and almost never above 14%. That cap isn't a suggestion. It's a hard rule, wired into the company's DNA. While other retailers ask, how much can we make on this product? Costco asks, how little can we charge and still keep the lights on? That may sound reckless. It's not. It's brilliant. Because when you commit to rock-bottom pricing, you build something most companies spend millions trying to buy. Trust. And trust makes people return, shop more often, and feel good about it. It creates loyalty, not just to the product, but to the store itself. But here's what almost nobody sees. The real secret behind those prices isn't just about cost. It's about timing. Most retailers operate on credit. They buy inventory, then pay their suppliers 30, 60, or even 90 days later. Costco plays this game with Jedi-level precision. Their products sell so fast that most of them are gone before Costco ever has to pay for them. It's called a negative cash conversion cycle, and in simple terms, it means they get your money before they spend theirs. That's free cash flow on steroids. And that cash flow becomes leverage. Massive leverage. Because now, when Costco negotiates with a supplier, they're not desperate, they're in control. The suppliers want Costco more than Costco needs them. Why? Because Costco has something every brand wants: high volume and loyal customers. Just getting a product on Costco shelves can mean more visibility, faster sales, and better margins, even if the price point is lower. But here's the twist. Costco doesn't care about brand names. If your product isn't priced right or the quality doesn't hit their standards, you're gone. Even big brands have been kicked out for refusing to play ball. That's because Costco's loyalty isn't to vendors, it's to members. And that sends a very clear message. Value comes first, ego comes last. Now zoom out for a second. While a typical Walmart supercenter might carry over 150,000 items, Costco sticks to just 3,000 to 4,000 SKUs at any time. That's an insanely tight inventory. But fewer products mean more buying power per item. Costco can go all in on select products, move them in bulk, and negotiate deals no smaller chain could ever dream of. Suppliers are often begging to stay in rotation, knowing one Costco deal can outperform a dozen smaller contracts. And this lean model doesn't just save money, it simplifies the experience. Less clutter, fewer decisions, faster carts. That simplicity translates into speed, efficiency, and more spending. Because the less you think, the more you buy. Costco's entire system is optimized for flow, and frictionless flow means more money, faster. Now, all of that, The low margins, the high turnover, the brutal supplier standards, it's already impressive. But Costco has one more trick that turns this good system into a great one. A trick that doesn't just support the business model, it supercharges it. And that's their in-house label, Kirkland Signature. It's not generic, it's not a knockoff. And if you think you're just saving a few bucks on a basic version, you might be drinking Grey Goose without even knowing it. Costco's entire business model sounds like a prank from an economics textbook. A store that makes you pay before you can even see what's inside. A bare-bones warehouse with no fancy displays, no background music, and no big marketing campaigns. Yet it's earned one of the most loyal customer bases in the world. Over 55 million households around the globe hold a Costco membership, and nearly 90% of them renew every single year. That's not casual. That's ritual. In an age where people can get groceries delivered in a click, why are millions still driving to a concrete box on the edge of town to load up on 30 rolls of toilet paper? It's not nostalgia. It's strategy. Costco has figured out how to flip the retail script, and it all starts with that deceptively simple $60 membership fee. On paper, paying just to walk into a store feels absurd. Imagine your local supermarket charging a cover. You'd roll your eyes and walk out. But Costco makes that fee feel like a privilege, like you're joining a private club, not just running errands. And once you're in, something flips in your brain. You've already spent the money, so now you're invested. Psychologists call it the sunk cost fallacy. But at Costco, it feels like smart shopping. You buy more, you buy bigger, and you feel good doing it, even if you walk out with a gallon of mayo and a kayak. That entire experience is by design. Costco's layout? Intentionally confusing. No aisle numbers, no categories, no directories. The goal is to make you wander, to explore, to stumble across deals you weren't looking for but now suddenly need. That's the treasure hunt effect, a dopamine hit cleverly disguised as a shopping trip. Even the cart plays a role. Costco's carts are massive for a reason. Studies show people tend to buy more when there's more room to fill. Combine that with oversized packaging, family-sized bundles, and multi-packs, and suddenly your cart is overflowing. That triggers another mental trap, commitment bias. Once you've filled it up, it's harder to walk away. You've built momentum. You're in too deep to turn back. But here's the twist. Despite all the mountains of goods, the TVs, cheeses, sweatpants, and even the gold bars, Costco doesn't make most of its money selling stuff. In fact, their profit margin on products is razor thin, sometimes under 10%, far lower than typical grocery chains or big box retailers. So how do they make billions? The answer is surprisingly simple: memberships. That $60 annual fee? That's nearly pure profit. No manufacturing, no packaging, no storage. And with over 120 million cardholders worldwide, those fees stack up fast. In some years, over 70% of Costco's net income came from memberships alone. That means the real purpose of all those pallets and bulk deals? It's to keep you coming back, to make you renew. That's why Costco treats membership like a sacred bond. Every detail in the store is there to reinforce the idea that you're getting something others aren't. You're not just saving money, you're beating the system. It's why Costco caps markups at 14%, even when they could charge more. It's why they'll sell items at cost, or even take a loss, just to keep the trust intact. Because it's not about your cart, it's about your loyalty. Costco doesn't want one big sale, it wants a relationship. Even the way they treat their workers feeds into this. Unlike most retailers, Costco pays well above the industry average and offers real benefits. Not because it's generous, because it's smart. Happy employees mean better service. Better service means happier members. And happier members? Renew. So when you really break it down, Costco isn't in the business of retail. It's in the business of retention. The real product? It's not on the shelf. It's you. Your habits. Your loyalty. Your automatic renewal. So, next time you walk into Costco, remember, you're not just shopping. You're stepping into one of the most calculated, trusted, and quietly brilliant systems in retail. It's not about what you buy. It's about why you keep coming back. Is Costco really saving you money, or just winning the game? Tell us in the comments. And if you love unpacking the hidden systems behind everyday life, hit subscribe, because once you see how it all works, you won't unsee it.